We have owned our 2021 Audi Q8 for 4 years and have put over 44,000 miles on it. And today I'm going to talk through the ownership experience, was like how much maintenance we put into this car, and my overall, and as well as my overall thoughts on this car after 4 years of living with this car. This is Shep's Garage, and I hope you guys do enjoy this video. But first, if you're new to the channel and this is the first time seeing my face on your screen, consider subscribing down below for more awesome car content and market GTI content. You guys have been literally crushing the support lately. My last 5 videos have over 1,000 views, which actually is a pretty big deal to me. So if you like my videos, consider subscribing because you're going to help me achieve a dream by becoming a full-time YouTuber. Anyways, back to the Q8. Now, we have owned this car for over 4 years, which actually for us is a pretty big deal because my parents usually don't keep cars for more than 3 years, because my parents feel like after 3 years, the maintenance starts getting pretty high. The car kind of starts to make the rattling noises to kind of, you know, that's usually when a car starts to, something happens, something starts to require some maintenance or whatever. So they usually like getting new cars every 3 years. But this is one of the first times we've actually kept a car for more than 3 years. One of the very few times, I should say, we've actually kept a car for more than 3 years, and that is this car. This is our 2021 Audi Q8 Premium Plus, and we purchased this car in replacement of our 2020 Volvo XC90, which had a multitude of issues. It was, I think it was a lemon law car or something, but this car was the replacement, and we went with the Q8 just because we liked the way this car looked. We never owned an Audi SUV at the time, and we wanted to try it out, and boy was that a good decision, because this car has held up tremendously well, and I'll get into all the nitty-gritty stuff in this video. This is a fully loaded Audi Q8 Premium Plus. It does not have the S-Line package, but it has every other option otherwise. In 2021, it was fully loaded until Audi offered stuff in the coming years. But it has the cool headlights that when you unlock the car, it does the really cool dance. It's really cool. It has the upgraded interior option, so it has the Sega beige interior with the perforated seats. It has the upgraded inlays, which is really nice. Heated steering wheel, cooled seats. It does not have the extended leather because it's not a prestige, no heads-up display. But for a premium plus car, this car was fully loaded at the time. Heated rear seats, 4-zone climate. This was a nice car back in 2021. It was a fully loaded car. MSRP was like $78,000, which back then was a lot of money. Yes, I know. Definitely think we got our money's worth, because this car has held up tremendously well. We've taken this car on a multitude of road trips, and it has not let us down. Let's start off with maintenance. Now, for mileage, this car has, let me just give you guys a quote on the mileage reading, 44,134 miles. So you can expect that this car actually has had some maintenance done to it, unlike my other update videos that, you know, I'd say like in the S5 update video, I say we haven't really done much to it. Well, this car I've actually done a fair few share of things to it. First of all, tires. We have went through tons of tires with this car, and that is because I feel like the back of the car is heavier than the front, because you obviously have the people and the luggage and whatever you have in the trunk. So the tires in the back have worn way faster than the front. So we've had to get, I think we're on our 3rd or 4th set of new tires on this car, which is kind of crazy to think about, but tires is a big thing we've had to do on this car. We recently just put in around $8,000 in this car in new brakes, rotors, and pads at the Audi dealership, and a brand new set of tires as well. So that was our most recent maintenance. We have had done brakes once in this car, which, I mean, I think like fairly typical for a 44,000 mile SUV. As usual, this car has done its normal 10,000 mile oil changes that we usually do it. That I know some people do 5,000 miles, but we just follow Audi and do 10. And the one big thing we've had to do with this car is the alternator failed on this car. It was one of those cars where the Audi 55 V6 engines, I think, it's like what the code name is, I guess. The alternator failed on this car, and we were out it for a month. I made a video on that, and the alternator had to get fixed and replaced. So other than that, this car has been very reliable for a 44,000 mile Audi SUV, which usually I was expecting this car to require lots of maintenance by now, but it's been holding up on like a champ, knock on wood. Other than maintenance, this car has actually been holding up very well. Otherwise, other than mechanically, exterior and interior has actually been very, very well. The exterior, obviously, for a 44,000 mile SUV, this car has still been holding up pretty well. Obviously, you do still have the wear and tear. My brother has actually been driving this car. My brother is 18 years old, and he has been driving this car. It's not his car. My parents are letting him drive this car, and obviously I'm not going to go around the car pointing at everything he's done, but you can expect that there is some wear and tear on this car. Now, good luck finding where those have happened, because while we haven't gotten them fixed, I have gotten some Vicuna beige, this is what the color is, Vicuna beige, touch-up paint, and just touched up the areas, and it looks good as new. So moving on. However though, the interior of this car has actually held up so well. This interior does not look like it's either 4 years old or has had 44,000 miles of driving in it, because, I mean, look at it. It looks brand new. I mean, obviously there's some creasing on the seat here, but, I mean, the seats don't look worn at all. I mean, we take really good care of this car. The steering wheel looks obviously normal wear, but, I mean, does not look overused. I mean, this interior has not aged at all. I mean, the new 2025 Q8 doesn't look any different, which is kind of crazy, but that's another reason why we really haven't got a new car, is because this car still feels and looks modern. You know, with my mom's 3 Volvo XC90 SUV, those have aged, and you can tell those have aged after you drive them. So that's why we had to keep getting new ones that kind of still have the, you know, newer, nicer feel every few years, whereas this, it's a quality made car, and we haven't had the need to get rid of it. Back seat as well has held up also very, very nice. Once again, no major wear on the seats or anything, and I just love the amount of legroom you get in this car, because it's based on the same platform as the Q7, and instead of having the same legroom as a Q7, you actually get more legroom because this car is not a 7-seater. So it's really, really nice back here. You also do have 4-zone climate control and chargers and stuff, but really, really nice back seat to be in. Now, when it comes to practicality, I always like to preface this, but because this car has a sloping roofline, it does eat into your practicality, and that is one of the things we don't like about this car, is while you're paying for better looks, you don't actually pay for better practicality, because this sloping roofline has eaten up into the trunk space majorly. Pardon with all the stuff back here. This is my brother's car, like I said, so we still have the basketball and the water and the shoes and the backpack and etc. But as you can see, I mean, this is sort of really all you can fit. I mean, we can't really get that much luggage in here when we go on road trips, so we usually actually have to take 2 cars in most cases, or 3 cars depending on what trip it is, because we can't get everything we need in this car. We usually go away for sometimes during the summer for 1 to 2 weeks, and we can't get all the food and everything in this car, which is why, you know, we have to take other cars, where in previous years we would have just taken 1 car, because the XC90 has held all of the stuff in this scenario. Now, driving. What are my thoughts after 4 years of driving this car? I've driven this car a plentiful of times. Even though it's not mine, I can still say what my thoughts are. And first thought is, this car still drives like new. After 44,000 miles in this car still drives like a brand new car. It literally has not changed. You know, some cars after they age, you know, they start to feel and rattle in the interior and stuff, but this car still drives like it rolled off the showroom floor 4 years ago when we bought it. It drives so nice. It's so smooth. It is literally such a beautiful car to drive. I have had no complaints driving this car, other than that the power can be sometimes non-existent. You really have to step on the gas pedal, but I feel like that's all luxury SUVs in these days. You really, with all the turbocharged engines, the turbos aren't really designed for sportiness, they're designed for luxury and smoothness. So that's sort of the driving experience there, but this car drives beautifully. There are 2 complaints though that we as a family have had with this car. The trunk space and the practicality is one of them. The second is the fuel economy. Obviously, you can expect that this car sucks on fuel economy. My brother actually just got back from basketball. It was about a 25-minute drive away, and he averaged 12.2 miles to the gallon in the city. Yeah, this thing eats gas like crazy. And on the highway, we get around 25. It's not great at all. This thing guzzles gas. It's worse than our previous Volvos. It is really bad on gas, but once again, luxury SUV lifestyle. The final complaint that we've had as a family is windshields. Now, I guess this could go under maintenance as well, but we have had to replace 3 windshields in the past 4 years because they've all have gone cracked. Somehow we've had to replace 3 windshields on this car. Now luckily insurance covers that, or our insurance covers that, so it's not that big of a deal. But this one is our fourth, I think. And as you can see over there, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it is cracked right there. So again, it's not in the line of sight like the previous ones, so we're probably just gonna leave it right now. But that's another complaint, is the windshields. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's the height of the car or the rake of the windshield, but they keep getting cracked. I don't know why. And so that is our ownership experience after 44,000 miles and 4 years of ownership on our 2021 Audi Q8. Personally, I don't see a reason to get rid of this car. It's holding up pretty well. The maintenance is not super bad for a a decently high mileage German SUV, and it still drives like new. Personally, I'm pretty impressed with how this car is holding up compared to other Audis that my parents have owned that we've gone into the 60 and 70,000 mile range, and they started to deplete, or even the 40,000 mile range, and they started to deplete. Compared to other SUVs and other cars my parents have owned, this car is holding up pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with that. Let me know what other cars you guys want me to see me review in the comment section down below, or other videos you guys want to see with the cars I have access to. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.